Hello, my fellow Blue Blood. Today we're diving into transfer news. Here are the updates for today. Rangers bid for Gustavo Puerta amid a £5 million offer and loan-to-buy claim. Jack Butland reacts to transfer speculation as the Rangers stopper makes a board demand claim. Philippe Clement told to make a James Tavernier exit call amid Rangers transfer speculation. Spiky Whitaker response and Cantwell suitor opens door. Philippe Clement's worrying winger update should see Rangers make a transfer market splash. Let's get into it. Before I spill the beans, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and stick around until the end, so you don't miss any of the nitty-gritty details. So, the Rangers transfer window has been a bit of a roller coaster, hasn't it? We had that double signing of Robin Prepper and Vaclav Cerny, which now feels like ages ago. Philippe Clement's clearly getting a bit frustrated, having to sell players before he can bring in new ones. We've got a few lads on big wages who either aren't pulling their weight or just don't fit Clement's style. But that hasn't stopped us from being linked with new talent. One name that's come up again is Gustavo Puerta, and this time, it's more than just rumors. According to reports, Rangers have made a bid for the 20-year-old Colombian midfielder, who's been on the radar of several big clubs. Nils Koppen, our recruitment director, has been eyeing young players who can make an immediate impact, and Puerta seems to fit the bill. He's got the same sort of promise as Oscar Cortez, and they even share the same representatives, a relationship that's been building through transfer room conferences. But it won't be easy. Tipsbladet, a Danish media outlet, says we're up against some stiff competition. Clubs from Scotland, Belgium, Greece, and even the Bundesliga are in the race for Puerta. Anderlecht, for instance, is reportedly ready to take him on loan with a purchase option of around £5 million. Now, here's where it gets interesting. A loan-to-buy deal for £5 million wouldn't be out of reach for us, especially with José Cifuentes set to be sold for £4.2 million. Puerta could be a perfect fit for us, especially in that midfield role where we need more strength and control. He's got experience with Bayer Leverkusen and 30 caps for Colombia's under-20s, so he's got the pedigree we need. However, while all these rumors swirl, Football Scotland has thrown a bit of cold water on the fire, saying that Rangers haven't actually made contact with Bayer Leverkusen about Puerta this transfer window. We had him on our radar back in January, but since then, our interest seems to have cooled. While the links to Puerta are exciting, it seems like nothing concrete has happened just yet. We'll have to see if things heat up as the transfer window ticks down. And who knows, if we can secure that Champions League spot, it might give Clement the funds he needs to make some serious moves. Jack Butland has had a solid start to the season, but even he couldn't do much about the 2 goals Rangers have conceded so far. Let's face it, the defense hasn't exactly covered themselves in glory on a couple of occasions. With Connor Goldson leaving a gaping 6'3" hole at the back, there was some concern. But thankfully, Robin Prepper, the Dutch stopper and former 20 captain, already looks like a smart bit of business, bringing much-needed experience and leadership to the squad. Butland, for his part, seems pretty happy with the direction Rangers are heading in. Ahead of the Champions League qualifier against Dynamo Kyiv, he revealed in a press conference that he's had some good chats about his future at the club and the club's overall direction. Butland joined Rangers last summer on a Bosman deal and quickly became a fan favorite at Ibrox. Yes, there was that uncharacteristic error in the Scottish Cup final, but let's not forget how crucial he was throughout the season. Nottingham Forest even came knocking in January with a £6 million bid, which was promptly rejected. Some reports have valued him between £10 and £15 million, but when asked about the speculation, Butland made it clear he's here to stay, at least for now. There is an idea of what we want to achieve, and ultimately I want to be successful here. We have had conversations, Butland said. My conversation with the club has been, what are we doing? Where are we going? How far are we going? And how far are we pushing? He also mentioned that it's important for any player to understand the club's ambition. For him, there are no cloudy areas, and he's looking forward to the season and playing his part. He's had the chance to speak with directors and pick their brains, and he feels confident in the club's direction. I hope my opinion is sometimes taken and matters as well, and it's a good relationship. I really enjoy how things are going, he added. Now, Philippe Clement has made it clear just how valuable Butland is, even suggesting that he's the one player in the squad he wouldn't sell. Whether he was making a point or not, It shows how crucial Butland is to the team. What's encouraging is that Butland seems fully committed to Rangers. He probably could have found another club if he wanted to, but he's heard enough from those in charge to feel that the club is heading in the right direction. However, as good as Butland is, Rangers can't rely on him alone. The club needs to replicate that level of quality throughout the squad if we're going to achieve the success we're all hoping for. After all, even a top-tier keeper like Butland can't do it all on his own. So Ferry has made it crystal clear. Philippe Clement should 100% keep James Tavernier at Rangers beyond the August transfer deadline. Now our captain's been at the center of all sorts of speculation this summer, with Turkish side Trabzonspor reportedly making more than one attempt to lure him away from Ibrox. But Ferry, the open goal presenter, thinks it'd be a big mistake to let Tav go in the next few weeks. Speaking on the Open Goal YouTube channel, Ferry didn't hold back. He said, "Oh, 100% mate, if I could take one Rangers player and put him in the Celtic team, it would be Tav. 100% definitely, mate." Now that's some high praise coming from the other side of Glasgow. For a good part of the summer, it seemed almost certain that Tavernier was on his way out. He missed multiple preseason games, and there were plenty of rumors linking him to different clubs. His performances have been on the up in the opening weeks of the season, and there's a growing feeling among supporters that maybe, just maybe, we're better off sticking with him, as Ferry suggested. Of course, we all know how quickly things can change, especially at this stage of the transfer window. If a big money offer does come in for Tav, Clement and the board will have a major decision on their hands. But for now, it looks like fans might have to get used to the idea of seeing our 32-year-old skipper leading the charge at Ibrox for at least the next 6 months. Then there's Morgan Whitaker, who's also on Rangers' radar. The former Swansea man, now at Plymouth Argyle, didn't have the best weekend as Plymouth got hammered 4-0 by Sheffield Wednesday. When asked about Whitaker's future, Plymouth boss Wayne Rooney wasn't exactly thrilled with the questioning. Rooney insists that Whitaker's performance wasn't affected by the transfer speculation and that the winger is happy where he is. But with a valuation of around £7 million, it's clear that Rangers are still very much interested. On the flip side, there's the situation with Todd Cantwell. The want-away playmaker has been linked with a move to Trabzonspor, where he could potentially reunite with John Lundstrom and Borna Barisic. Despite the mounting pressure on Trabzonspor boss Abdullah Avci after a rocky start to the season, no formal offer for Cantwell has been received yet. However, Avci hinted that more changes are coming, promising fans that Trabzonspor will remain competitive at the top. So, as we head into the final days of the transfer window, there's plenty of action to keep an eye on. Whether it's bringing in new faces like Puerta or Whitaker, or seeing if Cantwell makes his exit, it's going to be an interesting finish to the summer. Rangers are still quite a distance from having the kind of squad that inspires confidence in a successful season. Philippe Clement's got his work cut out for him, dealing with the squad he inherited. But he's likely feeling a bit of a lift with the new signings, especially Connor Barron, Václav Cerny, and Robin Prepper. However, it's not just about bringing in new faces. Clement also needs to squeeze every bit of potential out of the players already at his disposal. And let's be honest, that's no easy task given the state of some of the squad. Clement is well aware of the challenges, particularly on the wings, as he navigates the Champions League qualifiers. Reflecting on the signing of Václav Cerny, Clement acknowledged the need for more quality players like him. Of course, that is logical, he said when asked if Cerny is the kind of player he's looking for. You have ideas in your head how you want to play football, and he is the kind of player, the creative one, that can make a difference. Clement knows that raising the quality on the wings is essential. He's been working hard with the players to improve their efficiency, using Ross McCausland as an example. 6 months ago, if Ross played on the right side, he never came in to shoot with his left foot, Clement pointed out. But with consistent work, McCausland is now more confident, even hitting the post against Kiev with his weaker foot. It's progress, but it takes time. However, Clement isn't a miracle worker. He needs more players like Cerny, players who can be trusted to deliver even when they're not having their best game. The reality is that despite all the hard work on the training ground, guys like McCausland, Scott Wright, and Rabbi Matondo just aren't at the level Rangers need to truly compete. Last season, the effort was there, but it wasn't enough. Only the League Cup made its way back to Ibrox. Clement knows he's got to get more quality in the squad, or he's just banging his head against a brick wall. Until then, he's doing what he can with what he's got. But it's clear that if Rangers are to have any hope of real success, a splash in the transfer market for more players like Cerny is desperately needed.